Families flee Bay Area and COVID-19 rules so their kids can play soccer. So the tough coronavirus limitations, attacks who? The poor, not the rich. The ones with money can move and deal with this. We're just affecting the poor. That's what we do. That's what our legislators do. That's what the politicians, those who do what? They don't have critical thought. Politicians do not have critical thought or expertise on how to solve problems. What do? They run for office. They just get out there and say, vote for me. Why? Because I'm awesome. They win popularity contests, and therefore they're dubbed to be king or queen of our lives. They're going to rule how we do things. Yes, that's how it rolls. Paul Kim had enough of Santa Clara County's strict COVID-19 policies for youth contact sports. In early September, he packed up his 2 soccer-loving daughters and relocated from San Jose to Phoenix, Arizona. He's quoted, "There's a development window," Kim said on Youth Soccer. "Once it's gone, it's gone. It doesn't come back." That's not true. But Will and Catherine Lowry of Palo Alto came to the same conclusion. Will Lowry moved Liam, 15, and Caitlin, 13, to Utah in early September so his kids could continue their budding soccer careers. These Bay Area families represent the length the Californians are going to help their children pursue sports they love at the time when Santa Clara County and the state have some of the county's strictest COVID-19 measures. Parents from the Golden State have been taking their kids across state lines since government officials began prohibiting youth sports in the spring. Currently, Santa Clara's county prohibition extends to professional, college, high school sports, as well as leading the 49ers to relocate to Arizona, Stanford's football team to the Pacific Northwest, and San Jose team to Las Vegas. State public officials have not approved of prep competition since the school year began in late summer. With all these restrictions and all the stops, what are we having in California? Surges. It hasn't changed anything. Why is it the states with the most lockdowns have the most outbreaks and the most problems? I don't know. Maybe it's because of the leadership and the ignorance that they are. They are the source of all ignorance. Currently, Santa Clara County's prohibition extends to professional. I already read that. Sorry. So Kim said he rented a 1-bedroom apartment in Scottsdale, Arizona for himself, Nicole, 13, and Taylor, 8, who had been playing for the prestigious Mountain View Los Altos Soccer Club. Kim's wife, Hannah, and middle daughter, Chelsea, 11, stayed in San Jose. Chelsea, who loves golf, has been able to continue training in the Bay Area so far. The Lowrys play for the Silicon Valley Soccer Academy in Palo Alto before moving into the condominium in Salt Lake City suburb. Mother Catherine Lowry, a nurse anesthesiast at Stanford Hospital, stayed behind because you don't walk away from a crisis. Her husband said of the pandemic. What are you talking about? Crisis is everywhere. You know what you walk away from? Bad leadership. So all you Californians, if you're moving to Arizona, Utah, and you decide to stay or whatever, don't vote how you typically vote. Don't vote to raise taxes. Don't vote to put Gavin Newsom's little brother as our next governor or mayor. Stop voting the way you vote. You destroy California. Don't destroy ours. Oh, what are you talking about, Cameron? What are you talking about? All you can base things on is what did they do to their state? Is it not a garbage state? California? You can't live there. The taxes are too high. It's too expensive to live there, and they tax the crap out of you. I mean, why? And everything's locked down. You can't do anything. Why would you want to live there? So you're going to come to another state and destroy it and do what you did in California? It makes no sense, but whatever. Reading on, competitive youth soccer games in California have been banned since March when the pandemic began. Since then, Illinois, New Mexico, and Washington state leaders also have not permitted competition, although the rest of the country is playing much to the charging of the Bay Area coaches. And now Phoenix, which drew thousands of kids and parents from out of state this fall, also is shutting down youth sports until at least February. Phoenix City Council members voted last week to close athletic fields and ban or organize youth events to help stop a surge in Maricopa County. It didn't stop anything. Everyone's still playing. They just don't play in Phoenix. They just go, some of them go 1 mile over the border to Scottsdale or to Fear Farm, which is in Phoenix, which is privately owned, which is still open. We're rolling. We're good. We just have to drive a little further. Which who does it affect? The poor. Good job, liberals. Keep destroying the poor. I just don't understand. And now, however, the edict does not affect surrounding cities such as Scottsdale, Mesa, and Tempe, where Nicole and Taylor's team have been training and playing. Nicole's current team, the highly rated Phoenix Rising FC, have entered the annual RSL Holiday Classic this weekend. The girls have appeared in about 20 games since the move, Paul Kim said. There's a family. Must be nice to have money. They have money so they can take care of their family. But who doesn't have money? It's ridiculous. The Kims and Lowrys relocated to state currently facing much higher per capita infection rates than California, according to the data from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. California, as a state, is doing really well. Will Lowry said, "We're in the top 10, yet we're one of the most restrictive states. Government officials have acted recently because California is averaging more than 20,000 cases per day for the first time since the start of the pandemic. The state also this week recorded the country's most overall infections with more than 1.3 million cases, surpassing Texas by about 30,000 cases, according to the New York Times. That's because liberals are running it. Sorry, my liberal friends. Yeah, it's a problem with you. I have COVID. I'm quarantining. I'm keeping everyone safe. But I have to leave the house and go get tested. I got tested 3 times. And I failed it 3 times. They're like, oh my gosh, infection rates have tripled. No, there's a bunch of people like me that want to go back to work, so we have to keep getting tested, keep failing, and keep jumping the numbers. So after I test negative, I'm going to keep taking the test to fix the numbers and test 10 times negative so I can help the numbers and stop the scare on everybody. You think? Yeah. Public health officials have said the strict measures have helped California keep their per capita rates relatively low. The father said they feel safe in states with higher per capita rates because statistical models show low rates of infection and morbidity for people under the age of 17. There's no reason I should put my kids in a bottle for 6 or 12 months, said Will Lowry, who built data platforms in Silicon Valley. Let's understand the risk. Paul Kim said the Phoenix club shut down for 2 weeks in November when a child's father tested positive. He said all the Rising players subsequently tested negative, leading Kim to believe the virus was not going to spread on the soccer field. Kim said it came down to obeying harsh rules or doing what is right for our kids. Coach Aaron Montoya said her Mountain View Los Altos Soccer Club had to tread carefully when Santa Clara County recently enacted rule prohibiting youth sports from traveling elsewhere to play. Well, just drive slowly. She said the non-profit club could not risk being fined by taking top prospects as South Carolina showcased even last weekend, where college coaches evaluating promises players for the scholarships. The club where U.S. national team starter Abby Donkemper once played in one of the country's top programs with about 100 teams and 1,500 players aged 7 to 17 in participation in the Elite Club National League, the highest level for youth soccer. We were going to travel safely, but now we don't have the option, Montoya said, because you know why? The government knows more for you. Gavin Newsom knows what's better for you. You do what you're told while I go eat inside with 25 of my friends. That's what we'll do. And we'll vote him in again, you morons. We can't have contact at practice. So one place we could go was out of state, and now we can't. Montoya said coaches in other states who have been playing for months report few virus safety issues. The past years was wiped out, and these trips are the only way to be seen by colleges, and nobody cares, she said. Losing the year is the main reason the Kims, Lowrys, and hundreds of other families, especially in Southern California, have temporarily relocated. Now, just stay out of there. Unless you vote Democrat, then go back to California and keep voting the same way. Um, Reading on, they understand a whole lot of people are really struggling, he said. Not everybody gets to do this. They know this is not a holiday. The fathers have created schedules for their kids so they could attend to their schoolwork while having time to practice and play as if it was 2019. Liam Lowry has continued his studies online at Palo Alto High School, while sister Caitlin is taking virtual classes at Frank S. Green Middle School. Kim's daughters, who are taking classes online at the respective San Jose public schools, the Kim plans to return to the Silver Creek home in the coming weeks when the season finishes in Arizona. They would have to undergo a quarantine while traveling to the county from beyond 150 miles away. The latest lockdown that began Sunday night will not keep the Kims from training. Their father said if they cannot use soccer fields and parks, the girls could train in the backyard. Kim also converted his garage into a home gym. Once again, the poor is affected, not the rich. Kim expects to return to Arizona when the season restarts early next year, because Santa Clara and California officials probably will not permit youth sports begin yet because they're a bunch of morons. But if all Maricopa counties were to ban youth sports like Phoenix, Kim said he might consider the Dallas area another youth soccer hotbed. It's nice to have money. Who are we affecting? The poor, and all the freaking liberals that want the lockdowns and all that. They're not fully paying attention to who's getting affected. The poor has no options. They just sit there and twiddle their thumbs and fall behind. It's ridiculous. They're for the little people. No, they're not. They're liars. I can't stand them. It's getting ridiculous. It's frustrating. It just brings back memories of growing up. I have white privilege, okay? I have white privilege. I grew up in a very, very poor home, a very tough neighborhood, all that stuff. But I'm white. I have the privilege. So I was handed things somehow. Not. Poverty is real. Lack of opportunity is real. That's what we're doing. There's no other way to deal with this problem. It's impossible to protect the vulnerable and then let the healthy continue their lives and keep the economy going. Oh, you hate grandpa. There's no other way. There has to be another way. It's ridiculous. Finally, finishes with this quote. My kids have played as long as they can remember. He said, you don't just walk away from it. You either quit or find a way to stay competitive, as he votes for Gavin Newsom. Do not bring your California ideals of your weird people you keep voting in office. There needs to be a big reckoning with the politics. Big reckoning. Being a libertarian and someone that can't stand Republicans or Democrats, when it comes to California, I can't stand Democrats. Why? Those are the ones in control. And they're doing a lousy job. Oh, no, they care. It's about how you feel they're doing versus actual data of how they're doing. There's a mass exodus from California. Why? That's factual. They have less people moving in than, or less people moving in and a ton of people moving out. They're dropping. Nothing's happened over there. It's ridiculous. This appearance of safety, and people are still dying. People are still getting sick. I'm so frustrated, and I apologize to all my liberal friends. No, I don't. That's how I feel. Change my mind, okay? Anyways, have a wonderful day. That's the news of the day. Goodbye.